I'm here because I've had pain in my jaw for 6 years. I think it just came on. I don't know of an event that caused something, but when I was 18 and I went to college, within maybe the first 3 months of college, I started noticing pain in my jaw, and then within 6 months maybe, it got locked, and it's been locked since.
Okay. How do you define that?
I guess locked, like I feel like only a partial opening.
Okay.
But for the first 4.5 years of this, it felt locked on the left side. But to where if I like pushed on my jaw, I could get it open all the way. But in the last couple years, it's just been locked, stuck. So I don't feel like I've ever, if I got it open all the way, it's because I pushed it open. I manually like clipped my jaw around to open. You can like sense which side it's stuck on, and it was stuck on the left. But through my process of doctors, I went to a physical therapist, and we were able to get my jaw open all the way after some appointments. But within a half an hour, it locked back up to where I had restricted opening, and since then it's been stuck on the right. And now I have more pain on the right. So it hasn't been on the same side for 6 years.
Okay. And so you've had an MRI.
Mm-hmm.
And what did the radiologists say about your joints?
So the reading was kind of confusing, and I called them to clarify, and basically they said that they took the angles that they should have, even though I'm not sure if that was all the angles that we needed, but they said that it was inconclusive to make a decision, that there's the potential for tearing of a muscle or joint in my jaw. So they said the word potential.
Okay. So then you're kind of running out of what's this really all about and what's going on, right?
Yeah. So I feel like I'm getting neck pain from here down to maybe right here under my shoulder blades.
Okay.
And I feel like it does equally radiate on both sides, the pain. But I never get the neck pain without the jaw pain radiating with it. And I do have that every day. I will get that pain if I drive more than a half an hour. If I'm the one driving. If I'm sitting in a car and I can rest my neck, then I don't have pain. If I'm the one driving, then over a half an hour it's just radiating pain. But every day I sit at a desk for work for at least 3 hours, and I have pain that whole time. And
What do you do?
I'm a health educator.
Okay.
So 20 hours a week I'm on my feet, I'm teaching, and I'm moving, and I have no pain in my neck. The 20 hours a week that I sit, whether it's 1 hour or 8 hours straight, I have pain in my neck down here.
Okay. Have you tried to do anything like change the position of the monitor or
Oh yeah,
different chairs?
Yes,
or, okay.
yeah, I've tried many different chairs. I've tried the balls. I've tried the ball on the chair thing. I have a sit-stand desk at one of my offices, and I feel like sometimes that brings relief to just change positions, to go from sitting to standing, but it never goes away, and once the pain comes on, it's there for the rest of the day. Until I can go home and sit in our like lazy boy chair and relax my neck.
Sure.
For at least a half an hour, and then I could stand up and make dinner and not have pain. But I noticed that most of my pain is in things like this, where my neck is not supported, but my back is. This, like right now, this is causing pain in my neck. So it's
Okay.
often. Yeah.
All right. So, do you notice yourself clenching, grinding at all?
Sometimes. So in the first 4 years of this, through college, I know that I clenched my teeth and I was grinding my teeth because I would wake up doing it.
Sure.
And I think that was stress caused, I'm assuming. I was going through college, but in the last 2 years being out of college, I think I still am stressed about life and work, but I'm not waking up finding myself clenching or grinding my teeth. So I don't think I'm doing it as often now, yet I've progressively gotten worse with the jaw pain.
Sure. Now, have you seen any other dentist about this?
Yeah, I have seen 3 different dentists, a total of 12 appointments.
Okay. Has anybody measured your bite or run any of the tests like we've been running today?
No, I went to one dentist who gave me the mouth guard. This dentist did kind of have the same idea as you, but with no technology to prove it. He did think that my bite needed to be more equal.
Sure.
But he did that with that that black paper that what's that called?
articulating paper or bite paper.
Right, which now I've learned is very inaccurate, but that was the only way that he could say, I think your bite needs to get more equal, and he made a couple adjustments on my mouth guard, like took out parts of the mouth guard so my teeth would fit better.
Okay.
So he's the only one that I think was more forward-thinking. The other two dentists just said, I think you have TMJ and you should wear a mouth guard to bed. Just put a Band-Aid on it.
Tell me about chiropractic and physical therapy.
So I went to 3 physical therapists, and one of them tried to make little adjustments to my jaw, noticing also that my bite was off. But after those 5 appointments, we realized that although my bite would feel a little adjusted that day, it went back the next day. My muscles continued to move, so she said bye. And then I went to 2 other physical therapists in Eugene, where they wanted me to do physical therapy, like if you broke your arm and you're doing physical therapy, where it's more of like a rehabilitation. And that was when my jaw unlocked completely on the left and then instantly locked back up on the right, and we couldn't get it to open again. But I would do exercises and strengthening for my muscles, and but that continued to make it feel worse, and I think it's because I was just exhausting my muscles. So that's physical therapist, and then I did go to a chiropractor who had the thought of physically pushing it back into place. And so I did have a couple appointments where he made, it's not like, it's like a little gun thing that makes a little...
Yeah, a little pneumatic gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he did those kind of things on my jaw, and it kind of felt better for a few days and after my appointments, but then again it was shifting back to where it was. So I personally don't want to, I've liked these people that I've went to. I've seeked them out because of their high qualifications, and many of them say they specialize in TMJ. But at the end of all of my appointments, through everyone that I've went to has said, I'm sorry, Brooke, you need help, but I don't know how to help you because you're so unique.
Sure.
So I won't go back because they didn't have an answer.
Right. Okay. And how did you find me?
My mother-in-law is a patient of yours, and over a year ago she came home and said, Brooke, you've got to try Dr. Sutter. He does something with TMJ. And I said, oh, what is it? And I looked it up online and watched your videos, and definitely thought it's unique and against the grain. And I thought, ooh, I felt like it was scary to do something like that of the permanent sense. But now the more that I went through all this, I feel like this is the right choice, and I shouldn't have waited so long.
I wanted to know, what do you notice different?
My bite feels different. It feels more equalized, and I feel
Okay.
like I'm biting down more well, because it's more equal, I feel like I'm biting down more in the front, near my canines, instead of all the pressure in the back.
Okay. Does it feel like you have a comfortable home?
I think so, it's just different.
It's just different, okay. And so you made a distinction of having two different bites at that point. So I guess my question is, do you feel like you still have two different bites, even though there might be the notice of something different or high on one side?
No, I feel like I only have one way to bite down now.
Okay. And so, any other changes that you notice as far as relaxation, as far as the coolness feeling? Your neck, your shoulders?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm hopeful I will. Right now it feels kind of warm around my face, but I don't know if that's part of DTR or just that you just pulled all those sticky things off me. But I do feel like I am warm here.
Okay.
And when I was just opening, I do feel like I opened a little more.
Yeah, we did. You were able to open more, and we recorded that as such. Okay, Brooke, you're back with us for round 2. You had your first revision, and I just wanted to get a feel from you, what are the things that you have noticed since you left last time?
So my last appointment was 3 weeks ago, and I feel like the stress and the pain that I carried in my neck and down my shoulders has reduced like 50%. But it all stemmed from my jaw, actually, so I feel like it's just reduced here and in my neck and down my shoulders. So I feel like I can sit longer at one time before I'm getting that pain in my neck, or it's not staying as long once I've stopped doing that activity, like driving or sitting at the computer. So I feel like that to me is drastic and has felt a lot better.
I wanted to ask you about range of motion and how have you been eating?
So I don't think my range of motion has gotten any bigger, but I feel like it's not getting tired as fast. Like if I have a longer meal or something like salad where everything's really crunchy,
Sure.
I feel like it's not fatiguing as fast. But I still haven't attempted something like a hamburger or corn on the cob, things that I've been avoiding because I can't get it open all the way. I don't think I still have that ability to, maybe in the future, but so yeah, I think that's kind of the same. I don't feel like it got better after I left, you know.
The range of motion didn't increase, but would it be fair to say that you're functioning better if you're not getting tired during the eating process?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you've noticed?
No, the only thing that I felt after my appointment that I've watched a lot of your patients experience in their appointment is the day after I had my first appointment, I was standing in the kitchen and I felt like this weird muscle release in my jaw and in my neck, and it was so weird. I just stood there and I just let it happen. It felt like, I don't know, you know when you get in a hot tub and your muscles all feel like this weird sensation, but I felt it right here and it happened for 10 seconds and I was like, that was weird. And that was it. But I know that a lot of your patients have felt that in their appointment, and I didn't feel that during my appointment, but I felt it the next day. So
that's,
I don't know what I was doing.
Why I was waiting, right?
Yeah.
And that brings up a good point because everybody heals differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel confident about your case moving forward because the guys that are known for doing this, when a patient comes back and says, I just experienced the craziest thing and I got to tell you about it and I've been relaxed ever since, or they have it in the chair, we feel really good because we know that the case is more or less a slam dunk. Mm-hmm. And in dentistry and in medicine, that's not a word you get to throw around. So what we're going to do today is we're going to measure the muscles and the bite, see where you're at. If we need to make a revision, we will.
Okay.
If everything looks good, we're just going to give you more time to heal and bring you back. So, Brooke, you had one more comment you wanted to add. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention another big relief that I'm feeling before this 3 weeks ago when I would yawn in the morning, maybe 10 times a day. I had this really intense pain that would go away when I'm done yawning, but I still had a restricted range of motion, but it made me feel like it was going to accidentally pop open and hurt, so I would always yawn like this because I was always afraid of what would happen if it popped open all the way because it hurt so bad. And since my first treatment, I'm yawning the same amount but without any pain. So I have no radiating pain here. So I'm not afraid to yawn in the morning like how I used to dread that a yawn was coming on because it was going to hurt so bad.
It's amazing how those of us that are not in pain take the simplest things for granted.
Yeah.
Okay, Brooke, I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks, but I just wanted to ask you, what have you noticed is different? What is improved or not improved? And just how have things been?
Good. So I came in 5 weeks ago was the last time. So this is my third appointment. And I definitely felt like things were getting better, just more reduced pain in my neck and in my jaw when I'm driving and when I'm sitting at the computer. But the last few weeks I've had a cold, so I think things kind of stagnant right now, but just my muscles everywhere hurt, not just here. So I think that if I wouldn't have had this done, it could have been even worse.
Sure.
But I think that's just my sinuses being off. But today I also had a dental cleaning, my first one since DTR, and my pain was a lot less. It used to be really painful to open my mouth for that long, and I'd always have to take breaks and raise my hand and ask him to stop, and I didn't have to stop once. It just feels a little tired, but not painful, not like I'm going to dread coming to the dentist now.
Well, that's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
And a applicable result, because everybody who's going to be watching these videos obviously has a high dental IQ and goes to the doctor for cleanings and routine care. So that's good. Well, we made some revisions today because I saw some things that I didn't like in the scan, but not too many adjustments. And so I'm going to want to see you again, in a couple of weeks, just to kind of tie it all together and see where, if you're stable, then we're gonna be done. Any questions for me about anything? All right, cool.
I've been seeing this physical therapist for years for just odd things, like if my back was out or something, and she can manipulate a little bit to make a couple adjustments, not like a chiropractor. I went just last week and for my rib, but she just felt around my jaw. She wanted to feel the improvements of what I've been doing here. She had last year tried to make some adjustments and felt great for a day, but then they switched back. She commented on how my jaw is actually opening and closing in sync now, and how she's one of those doctors who can just sense, where the pressure points are in your body and stuff, and she said she doesn't sense the tension or the pain that I'm carrying anymore in my jaw, so she could feel the difference. So that was cool that I'm not only feeling a difference, but in her weird way of sensing the body, she can
Sure.
sense that something's different.